Hi, welcome to Ines Kitchen. Today I'll be teaching you how to make this simple birthday cake. It's a gorgeous cake and I'll be teaching you how to make it. First, we need to pipe our frosting. I have an entire video on how to make this delicious looking frosting. This frosting is white, more of an off-white color, so I'll be teaching you how to make it in that video. So in a piping bag, you can see I put the piping bag in a cup to make it very easy for us to put in our frosting. So we're going to load this piping bag and we have cut off the tip of the piping bag. So this piping bag, you can see how we've opened up the tip of the piping bag is going to make the frosting of the cake much easier. So I'm going to put a bit of frosting on the cake and cover the top first. I like to start with the top. So here I have 2 layers of fruit cake and I'll be using a spatula to spread the frosting. So now for cake decorating, even if you're just a learner, it's important to get the right tools. You might not have everything, but the basic things like this spatula, this is a small one. There are longer ones, bigger ones, but I like using this one because it's so easy to handle. And then I have tissue that I can use to wipe off frosting from my spatula so that it's easier for me to frost the cake. So now when you're frosting a cake, it might look a bit messy, but you have to be patient with the process. So after a while, I would scrape the back of my spatula on my bowl to take out the excess frosting, wipe it up on the tissue just to get all of that out, and this makes it easier for me to use it. So now I'm piping the frosting to the sides of the cake. Now it looks a bit messy. You can see where my filling is coming out of the cake. Like I said earlier on, be patient. Sometimes it looks really messy, but it's the end product that matters. So now it's easier for me to put my frosting, and it's as good as we are filling in the spaces. So it's much easier than using the spatula to try to get frosting on the cake. This way it's like you've covered the entire canvas and all you have to do is just smooth it out. That's why this is a beginner's process and it's so easy, anyone can do it. So I'm going to fill in all the holes, and now with my spatula, remember I cleaned it so it's easier for the spatula to run through the frosting. I'm just going to try and smoothen this out, and then I'll come in again with my piping bag and frosting and fill in anywhere that there's still a gap. I can also do that with my spatula. I take a little frosting from my bowl and I cover those areas that might need covering. So either with your spatula or your piping bag, just cover those areas that need coverage. So you can see how easy it is for us to go around this cake once we are done with the initial process. So another tip for new bakers, if you're new to designing cakes, decorating cakes, is for you to pick a very subtle color. Don't go crazy with the colors. And this is an off-white frosting. Makes it super easy and it comes out really beautiful. Unlike if you mix the wrong colors or the colors are looking too sharp or you don't really understand color combination. So it's really good to start with subtle colors like this. So now this is what you call a smoother, scraper, whatever you call it. You use it to take out the excess frosting from the cake and it smoothens this out. So after this process, you can then go in with your spatula again and fill in places that, like this place, this corner, you fill it in. And after doing that, you can either go in with your spatula and smoothing everything out, or you can use the frosting scraper smoother and just smoothing it out. Either ways, it's very important that you fill in all the places that need to be filled. So now I'm putting more frosting on the top of the cake, and I'll try and smoothing out the top of the cake. So I'm not too crazy about getting it to be perfectly smooth, because this is a video for beginners and it's all about hacks and ways that you can make your cake look professional even when you're just a beginner. So I'll try and smoothen it out, but I'm not too worried about getting a perfect finish because we're going to cover it up. So after trying to get some of the excess frosting on top of the cake, I'm also going to try and get smooth edges. It's always important to wipe down. A clean surface helps you work better. Cake decorating can get a bit messy, but not to worry, the end result is always satisfying. So in again with our scraper, taking out the excess. So we go in again with the spatula, trying to take out any excess that we have. And then as you can see, I'm trying to get smooth edges. I just go over the edges slightly, and then you get your edges. Now because this is cake hacks for beginners, I'm not too keen on the edges because we're also going to cover that up. This is a video on several hacks that you can use to get your cake looking professional without having to put in all of that effort. Now this is what I call a comb. It's for designing cakes. I said this video is all about hacks, so this is a very easy way to get your cakes looking very professional, especially when you've not yet perfected having a very smooth finish on your cake. So you just put this by the side of the cake and you use your turntable, and it scrapes out the excess frosting and also gives the cake a design. The design it gives the cake is the design on the tip of the comb. So as you can see, this is the design we've got, and this is what has got our cake looking very beautiful. So now it's time to cover up those edges. Like I said before, that I'm not so keen on the edges today because we are going to pipe along them, and it will not be so obvious, but at least you have to make effort to even make the edges look a little bit smoothened, and then we can cover it up by piping along the borders. So now we have some sprinkles. Sprinkles are multicolored, but because I'm making this cake for my brother, I'll only be using white and blue sprinkles. So I'll be putting the sprinkles directly on the flowers that I have piped on the cake. So now I'm putting this cake topper to show that even at this level the cake looks beautiful, but I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to pipe some more lovely flowers with our frosting, and then I'm going to add more of those sprinkles. Now by piping this, we can hide the part that is not so smooth. You can see this is another hack for hiding it. Another thing you can do is, if maybe you have like a theme for the cake, if it's a chocolate cake, you can have some chocolate there, scrape some chocolate, sprinkle some chocolate, what they call it, yeah, just, you can put anything there. Coconut, if you have like a coconut cake, you're making a coconut cake, you can put some coconut in the middle, and the part that is not smooth will not be so obvious. So now, after putting the sprinkles, I'm going in with some cherries, just because I just need a pop of color. And there we have it. Remember how our cake looked at the beginning of this tutorial? It looked like it was going nowhere, but this is the outcome. You can see how beautiful it is. So I have so many recipes like this. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.